Welcome to Live with RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2017. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is best known as the owner of Oxygen Gym in Kuwait, the head camel on the camel crew, our good friend, Boodai. Welcome.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
How you doing over there? You're not on a yacht today. You're not sailing on a yacht, in Kuwait Harbor there. You're in your office.
I cannot hear you good.
Oh. What I'm saying is the last time we spoke to you on the show, you were on a boat overlooking Kuwait City there.
Yeah, now I am in the office.
It's all business this time. Now, Bader, you got a tremendous lineup of athletes competing at the 2017 Olympia weekend in less than 5 weeks from today. Probably the most well-known being Big Ramy. Everyone wanting to know, will this be the year that Ramy brings the goods, delivers what he's promised over the last couple of years, and wins the Olympia? Here we are. We got you here. Give us the update on Big Ramy.
Dave, I cannot get you exactly what you say.
Oh. Johnny, are we having do you want to try to call him back and I can talk for a little bit? Basically, Boodai is best known as the owner of Oxygen Gym, the guy who brings all the top bodybuilders in the world out to Kuwait to train at his gym, to live in the little living quarters that are next to the gym. He feeds them, he trains them, he diets them, and he created an army of top elite bodybuilders over there. He's got a farm system of young guys coming up. Oxygen Gym seems to have the most excitement of any stronghold of bodybuilding in the entire world right about now, and Bader has spearheaded that and has financed that, and we have to thank him for that. We've seen a rejuvenated Brandon Curry come onto the bodybuilding scene since Bader has brought him out there. He's won shows, he's qualified for the Olympia, the best we've seen him look. Big Ramy, obviously probably the most well-known bodybuilder out of Oxygen Gym, started there, still trains there. A lot of people feel that he has the goods to deliver and possibly win the Mr. Olympia competition this year. Last year we saw him at his best. This year Beta will be running the dieting and preparation for the Olympia, so it'll be interesting to see how Big Ramy gets on stage, and that's why we want to get the Big Ramy update. Obviously other top bodybuilders are going to be in the Olympia, Nathan Diasha, we mentioned Brandon Curry. Ahmad Ashkenani, who won the Arnold Classic this past year, he was second at the 212 Olympia last year, will be gunning for Flex Lewis's throne. We'll have to see how that all pans out. But the excitement is really, I think, surrounding Big Ramy. We saw the pictures 6 weeks ago, from 6 weeks out, last year versus 6 weeks this year. A lot of people felt that Ramy looked better last year at 6 weeks out. Obviously, different contest gurus working with Ramy this year from last year. Last year, Chris Aceto worked with him. This year, Boodai and the Camel crew out there have taken over the prep 100%, not just the training, but the eating and the preparation. And that's why we want to see what's going on. We want to get a real update from the man himself, because let's face it, a lot of these released pictures and gossip doesn't really tell the whole story. We want to hear it from Bader himself, who knows what's going on, who's supervising, sees Ramy on a daily basis. That's going to give us the information that I think we as fans need, the validation to see, is this the best Big Ramy we're going to see on stage? What's he weighing? All these great things. Johnny, have we got Bader back on the line yet? No, not yet. Well, another interesting thing about the Olympia weekend is that it's coming up very quickly. So if you guys are planning to head out to Las Vegas, you better book your hotels. I know we had problems getting a hotel in the Orleans Arena. I think it's sold out. We got a room there. Luckily, thank God for Yamamoto Nutrition and their terrific sponsorship of all our coverage coming this week, Olympia weekend, and all the pre-Olympia coverage. And I think that's important to realize as well. We do a tremendous amount of pre-Olympia coverage on RXMuscle. We're not just about covering the show. We want to know what people are thinking, what the expectations are, what the, I guess you could say, the common belief is of who's going to actually perform and who's not going to perform. Because you know that given Olympia Day, not every person up on that stage will be in their best shape. And probably people that we think are not going to be in shape will be at their best. And that it's the anticipation, it's the prediction shows we do, it's the analysis that gets people excited. It's like planning a wedding. The wedding itself sometimes is not that exciting, but the build up to the wedding is what gets people all into it. You know, picking out the cake and going in and picking the catering hall and the suits and everything. That's what we're doing right now. We're dissecting the minutia. We're looking at the pictures that are going up. We're trying to act like private investigators to see who looks good, who actually it might be a surprise, who has the ability to unseat Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath, who's going for 7 titles this year. The only other bodybuilder on the planet who has 7 is Arnold Schwarzenegger, so that will put him up there in an elite group. Of course, Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney both have 8 titles. Phil will be, assuming he wins this year, will be going for the 8th title next year. And then the year after that, obviously, we'll be going to try to break the record, which a lot of people felt would never be broken. And it still might not be broken because, look, it's still 3 years off. But the fact remains that there is a group of people who are training out at Oxygen Gym there. It's a small country, and it's all being funded by Beta Boodai, and they're putting out some terrific athletes. Granted, these athletes are coming from other countries, Ruli from Curacao, obviously Nathan from the UK, Brandon from the United States, Big Ramy obviously originally from Egypt, but he has been out in Kuwait a long time. So it's like a who's who of bodybuilding out there at that gym. You can see Chris Cormier in the picture here. He's out there training these guys and putting them through the posing paces. So Bader is sparing no expenses, essentially, to get the best of the best out there. All right, we got Bader back on the line. Bader, can you hear us now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, good. Bader, what is the update on Big Ramy? Everyone wants to know. We saw the pictures online at 6 weeks out. In your estimation, are we going to be seeing the greatest, best version of Ramy we've ever seen?
I think you have Chris, John Romano talking about Ramy more than our team. They know and I think I hear Chris. He have some people who say for him some stuff from our gym. I think you can ask Chris. He know about Ramy more than us.
Trouble hearing you, Bader. I know you said something about Chris Aceto. I know we break balls a little bit, and I know Chris has obviously people inside your gym there who communicate with him on a regular basis. But the truth is, we see pictures of Ramy, but are the pictures we're seeing up on Instagram, Bader, are those real pictures? Are those pictures at 6 weeks out?
He sent picture, and you can discuss. But the day of the show, Ramy is ready even for next week to compete, to go up on the stage.
Really? You're telling me Ramy is looking good enough right now to get up on that Olympia stage?
At least much better than 2016.
Wow. Now, what is Ramy weighing right now, Bader?
I think one in pounds is 319.
He's as big as he's ever been, pretty much, at this stage of the game.
Yes.
Now, what do you attribute Ramy's size to at this point? Because we've never seen him this big, this far out. Has he just gotten that much better in the off season?
Yeah, you know, this off season he never go very high weight with fat. You know, he's have the condition the whole year. You know, we the strategy to let him go with weight, but with condition. You know, last year he go to 160 kilo and go to the Olympia stage 122. That means he lost almost 100 pounds.
Wow. Okay, so you kept him big, but you kept him lean. What is someone like Big Ramy? What do you feed him on a daily basis, Bader? I would love to know what he eats.
It's a normal diet, you know, for everybody diet.
How much protein? Does he eat 600 grams of protein, or does he eat 300 grams of protein?
It's different because we have the anabolic chicken, different than us.
No.
You know, everybody in your show, they say because they go into Kuwait, they eat and sleep and relax. They sleep a lot. They eat less than there because they sleep a lot.
So you feed them less than people might think, is what you're saying.
What?
So what you're saying is that the athletes there eat a lot less food than people might think, even though they're very big.
Yes, normal. You know, this is genetics. It's not about eating more. You know.
Got you. All right, that makes sense. Now, Ramy happens to be, you know, a lot of people don't talk about Ramy's strength, but I've talked to people out there who've seen him train, and they said he is incredibly strong. Is that true?
Yes, this is normal. Even this is in genetics. You know, everybody have their strength. You know.
Yeah. Tell me a reason why Big Ramy will win the Mr. Olympia come, you know, September 14th or whenever the show is in Las Vegas.
One reason why he win?
Why will he win? Yes.
Because he's the only man in the States can match with Phil. You know, with the all respect of the all competitor, Phil in last 6 years, he was competing alone. There is no real competitor near him. You know, we must respect. He's a champion until the day of the show. We cannot say anything. We're going to battle with this man, yes, but we respect his title until the last day. But the day of the competition, everybody say, you know, you can hear a lot of talk about the only man can match this champ is Big Ramy.
I agree with that statement, actually. Let me ask you this question, Beta, because this is something that I'm interested in as well. I think a lot of people want to know. You have spent an enormous amount of time, energy, and money on bringing out the best of the best bodybuilders in the world out to Oxygen Gym. You put them up for free. You feed them for free. You have trainers in the gym training them. You're a very smart and wise businessman. You make a lot of money. Why do you spend this money on bringing all these bodybuilders out there and building this huge team?
Listen, let me be serious. You know, when we start this thing in Kuwait, I think the whole bodybuilding world need not only Badr, need another people also from US. It's getting boring, you know, because every year same competitor in US, no any news, you know. Now we have a big team in different country, half the world from America, coming to compete with the best people in the US, and they have big authority to win the show or getting in top 6 in the best competition in the world. We need the people who can invest in this sport. You know, almost all my money is coming from this sport. I want to give this sport something. The competitor itself. You know, why they come to Kuwait and people saying, oh, because they're going to get free. And this is not something shame. You know, everybody want to build their own future. And if Badr afford to these people to come and train with free, everything is free. Why not? You know, all the experience we have in the Gulf, you know, all the guru now try to talk bad that this is only mirror and this is because they start to lose their job, you know. Not last year, 2000 in March, you know, Chris and Jose Raymond was talking shit about Ashkarani and Poto and like this. And you know, the day of the show, you was sitting behind me, and Ashkarani come and wipe up everybody there. You know, that we didn't talk. You know, we go to the stage, and I was look because before the show they talking about the, you know, the magic mirror and the filter of the camera, and the day of the competition, I think the only man you need filters to see his face was Chris Aceto behind me.
Well, there's no doubt that your guys that you're bringing out there are looking great. And you know what, Bader, I think it's a wonderful thing you're doing, affording these opportunities for these guys, paying for them to come out there and making it affordable for them to live the bodybuilding lifestyle. Because let's face it, like you said, there's not a lot of contracts out there anymore. There's no magazine deals. No one's making the kind of money they were making 10 or 15 years ago. And a lot of these guys just can't, frankly, afford to be bodybuilders. And you're giving them a tremendous opportunity out there. Obviously, not all the people you bring out there are a success story, but a lot of them are. And you can't deny that. And we can't deny that Ashkanani looked amazing and deserved to win the Arnold. And he will certainly probably look even better at this upcoming Olympia. But there has been a lot of controversy about Ramy going back and forth to different coaches, from Dennis to you to Chris to back to you. Do you think this constant changing on Ramy's part is disruptive to his contest prep?
Listen, let me tell you from beginning. You know, even in your channel, you know, I talk with you even in. I just text you before 1 week. Even you talking negative about us. I tell you, you have great coverage for us. You know, because you are media man. You need some media stuff to talk. You know, and this is good. But I am talking about the people in US. Let's say example, Chris Aceto. He have a lot of competitor. He talking about Ramy and he forget about his competitor. How can Ramy believe that Chris, with all respect, can let him win Olympia? And he have, I think, 8 year or 7 year relation with Cedric, who can win Olympia, and he cannot get him in top 6. Man, if you cannot get one guy with Mr. Olympia material to top 6, how can you want one man believe in you? In beginning, from starting, when I get all this story, he jumped. I didn't talk with Ramy. I tell him, you need George, go to George. You want Chris? Try Chris. Everybody think I am controlling Ramy. Listen, Ramy more smart than this one. And you know, Chris mentioned, I didn't call Ramy. I didn't do that. He didn't mention you. He's sending video burning his stuff, gift stuff. I don't know. He, until now, calling Ramy, texting a friend of Ramy, texting people in the gym. Maybe he texts even mother of Ramy. Let him understand the relationship is professional from one competitor to trainer. This is not love story. I pay you money. I don't like your job. Even it's good. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, you know, look, there's always competition. Look, whenever you're dealing with top athletes, Bader, there's always going to be competition between different trainers, between everyone wanting to have a piece. Obviously, Ramy is the most exciting bodybuilder to hit our bodybuilding world since maybe the early 90s, when Flex Wheeler and Kevin Levrone and the Dorian Yates and Masters came around. So, like you said, the bodybuilding industry was kind of boring until Ramy came aboard, so to speak. And now everyone wants to just see Ramy come in at his best. We did probably see his best last year. It still wasn't as good as it maybe needs to be, and hopefully we're going to see even better this year. You're telling me he's going to be better conditioned and he's going to be bigger this year?
I'm telling you, Dave, let's be sure, 100%. I'm telling something exactly, you must understand it. 2016, everybody in Kuwait, even Ramy, mark this my word, this is the worst competition for Ramy. He came not even with even Ramy believe. I don't care what Chris say, I don't care, I respect all your opinion, but we believe, even the first one believe is Ramy. And before the show, 6 weeks, I have this my opinion, Ramy will come small and watery. And you must believe, Ramy didn't get 4th because Ramy jumped 1 place more. No, because Dennis Wolf was not there. If Dennis Wolf was there, Ramy will be the 5th. If Kai was there, Ramy will be the 6th. There is no advantage of 4th place of Ramy. You understand what I mean? I am telling you now, I am not saying that we are the best in the world, we know everything, we are the computerized. No, we working now to bring the best. We proved before. We bring Brandon from last place last year to winning Arnold and New Zealand. We bring Ashkelani from amateur to get 2nd in Olympia and win Arnold. We prove it with Rolly from out of 10 to top 6 competitor. We prove it. We bring Ramy to win New York. We no need some people to tell us what we do, you know?
Well, let me ask you this question. Ramy looked a little flat for prejudging at last year's Olympia. I think everyone would admit that. But obviously at the night show, a lot of people thought he probably should have won. That's what some of the consensus was out there. Obviously, also when he went to the Arnold Europe the week after, that a lot of people said he should have won that show. I mean, that was probably the best he had looked. And then he obviously won in Kuwait. So he obviously had a good run with Chris. You know, you can't put that down. Chris did a good job with him last year. I'm not saying that you won't do a better job this year because we don't know until the Olympia comes, but Chris did a pretty damn good job in the sense that he had never looked as good as he did last year.
Okay, that's mean Chris do a good job with Ramy and bad job with Sean, because Sean was 2nd and get 3rd and 4th and 5th. That's mean
Well,
this is not bad work with Sean.
well, a lot of people would say that Sean got a bad deal. You know, a lot of people felt the placings were not consistent with Sean. He always seems to do pretty poorly at that European tour. But he did take second at the Mr. Olympia competition, which was the most important, wouldn't you say?
Believe me, Dave, believe me, and I'm telling you, believe me. After prejudging of Olympia, Chris Aceto was off outside. But we let him like this. He think he's smart, he have somebody in the gym. We can send you news from other people and let you know something that you want to talk that you are smart. Trust me, you are more smart than Chris and the whole community of how they can take stuff from Kuwait. Trust me.
Look,
we send photo. What we want to send, we send. Don't think even the photo you say that's the photo. We send the photo. We need people talking shit because that will be better for us and hard to them to clean their shit after the show, you know?
Right. Do you feel that, well, let me ask you this question. Some people think that the 6 week out photo that you guys posted of Ramy was fake. Is that a fake photo or was that really from 6 weeks out?
You will see, Ramy is ready next week to compete.
So are you saying that that was not a 6 week out photo, that it was further than 6 weeks out?
I'm not talking, I'm talking. Maybe the angle is different. We give you the bad photo.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're saying that was the legitimate photo then that you posted?
No. We give you the bad photo. You know, Ashkelani same before. You remember before Arnold? Everybody talking shit. What happened in the stage?
No.
You remember he was sitting behind, right, Dave?
I felt Ashkenani looked amazing, and I think you did a great job with him. And we haven't seen any photos really of him. I'm wondering, do you think that Ashkenani this year can beat Flex Lewis?
I tell you before, Flex is a great competitor. Until Olympia, this champion must have the respect they are champion. The day of the show, we will come to fight for the title. I promise. Otherwise, we don't say we are the best in the world. But trust me, we are the most complete team in the world.
Look,
this is I promise.
You have a great team out there. No one will deny that you have some amazing competitors who are competing out there. And once again, I will be the first person to applaud you and say that what you're doing for the bodybuilding industry is tremendous because no one else is doing what you're doing. No one is giving these guys the opportunity to live the bodybuilding lifestyle, to train. No one's financing them like you are. And like I said, it's really a labor of love on your part because, you know, from a financial standpoint, it probably doesn't make sense to do what you're doing. You're doing it because you love bodybuilding, isn't it?
Yes, that's true. You know, I don't need to do that, you know, for living or for business. Trust me, last 3 years, I don't need to do this one. You know, I just invest my money in one gym and I'm working in my another gym, investing my money, and I don't do that. But I like this sport. I like the action. I want to give some advantage of what I get from this sport to the people, you know, people who compete, the competitor who train hard to get better future, you know.
Right.
I have already last year 4 guys, amazing guy, Nathan, Ruli, Ramy, Ashkenani. Why I choose to bring Brandon? Brandon was the last year. What's the advantage from the get Brandon? But we see in this guy, good material, he can do better future, and we help him. We already have big name last year, you know.
What happened with Victor Martinez? He was only out there for a couple weeks. How come that didn't work out?
We talked with Victor, even last night we talked with Victor. Victor have busy schedule, you know, with his business and some family solution. We don't push anybody, you know. People thinking I'm calling every competitor to invite him to Kuwait. Trust me, Dave, and I have proof. Half of the competitor of Chris Aceto text me, I didn't reply. Because we choose who can make good future and good name for him and big advantage to us. If you want a competitor list, I can send you 40 guys who text me, please bring me to Kuwait. Half of them from Chris Aceto.
I'm sure. I would if I was competing, I'd probably be texting you too, because obviously you got a great setup out there. Let me ask you this question, Bader. Would you ever consider opening an oxygen gym in the United States?
What?
would you ever consider opening an oxygen gym in the United States somewhere?
It's not in my mind. Trust me. I have a big advantage in golf. And it's hard to people to compete with me in my place. And the business is getting bigger and bigger. And I am seriously more involved in the sport and the action of the sport than usually maybe dealing with gurus, sitting with everybody, competitor with people who's owning gym everywhere in the world. This is my passion. I like the sport, and that's the only reason I am holding myself to open in the worldwide.
Well, yeah, I figured if you opened in the United States, you can set up like your farm team here. You could have the amateur guys, rather than having to fly the amateurs out to Kuwait, you can put them right in the oxygen gym here in the United States someplace. And then when they get to a certain point, you bring them out to Kuwait, almost like a farm system,
It's different, it's different business. This kind of business is different from place to place,
Right.
The gym business in the US, it's much different than Kuwait, and I am doing very well in my country, and even I'm opening now in golf, and I know the region and how I do my business here. And US and Europe, it's big difference I can see in the gym.
Now, Bader, let me ask you a question. In Kuwait, it's pretty much all men, the gym, right?
No, we have 80% of our members below 50.
Okay, so you allow women in the gym now? I don't know. I've never been there.
I am in gym, yeah.
Okay. Is there a special...
No women in my gym, no women.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Would you ever consider opening up a women's gym? Because I'm sure the women of Kuwait want to work out, right?
We have a lot of women gym here.
Oh, you do? What are they separate? Separate facilities?
Yeah, but we have also mixed gym. In the hotel and the resort, it's mixed.
Oh, okay. All right. So in the hotels, you could actually have women and men training together, is what you're saying?
Even in resort,
Gotcha. All right. Well, when are you guys planning on bringing the whole camel crew back out to the U.S. for the Olympia? A week out, 2 weeks out? What's the plan?
Week out.
1 week out. Where are you setting up shop? Do you have everyone in one hotel? How are you doing that?
Yeah. We have room for every competitor, and we don't fly only with competitor, with team who helping the competitor.
Okay.
Even we have people to let buy grocery for go to the grocery and buy them food.
That's awesome.
We have therapies. We have everything. The nutrition, the coaches. We fly with the whole team. That's what I'm explaining for you. I'm talking, people talking bad to hide the people. We don't say we are the best of the best, but we are the most complete team in the world.
Yeah, I think you're the only team in the world, to be honest with you. There's no other teams out there that I know of who are doing what you're doing. You're unique in that sense, and I think it's great. And once again, I applaud you for what you're doing for the bodybuilding world, because no one else is doing it. And you're keeping the sport interesting. You're keeping it alive. Yeah, is there controversy? Of course there is, and there always will be. Everyone's going to question who's better off helping Ramy. Every guy with an ego who thinks he knows a thing or two about bodybuilding is going to say, I should be helping Ramy. That's just the way it goes, in the sport. But you know what? You put your money where your mouth is, and I think you're doing a great thing for the sport. And I want to just congratulate you on all the success of all your team members, and best of luck on the Olympia weekend, Bader.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much.
And thanks for taking time. I know you're very busy coming on the show live with us like this. And I hope we see a Ramy Mr. Olympia come 5 weeks from today.
We hope more than you, Dave.
You're probably right. All right. Thanks a lot, Bader. Take it easy. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. And you have a good coverage. I like what you do, even the action. And you are the man and the media man. You go ahead and talk what you want to talk.
Thank you so much, Bader. Okay, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live with RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2017, brought to you by Yamamoto Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.